Somehow, we're all still alive, despite the start of World War III, numerous forest fires and hurricanes, and worst of all, Addison Rae releasing music again. Please kill me. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and before we all start going to the gym on January 1st and looking towards 2024, I thought we should all reminisce on the dumpster fire of a year we just had. From the GOP debates to the Barbie movie, I'll be taking you through every major event that happened in 2023, starting with my divorce. Listen guys, it was a tough year. We started the year strong with 2 almost deaths of Jeremy Renner being crushed by a snowplow and Damar Hamlin having a heart attack on national TV. All of America was in shock and in a collective moment of silence before being blasted with Whopper, 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 Whopper. Fortunately, they're okay, but unfortunately, professional crybaby Prince Harry released another book whining about his life once again. Nobody read this piece of garbage except for Dave, who says, "It wasn't the softest roll of toilet paper, but I happily wiped my ass with each individual page." More importantly, in Australia, a record-breaking 6-pound toad was caught in the wild, subsequently named Toadzilla. When I first saw a picture of this, I thought my wife made national news, but alas, it was just your mother going for a stroll. Around this time, Ronaldo signed a historic contract worth 68 million euros a year, and for my American audience, that's 13 million Big Macs a year. Speaking of sports, legendary sun kisser and overrated NFL star Tom Brady finally announced his retirement, saving thousands of earthworms in the grass that would have eventually been brutally crushed to death. He announced his retirement in a video he posted while in Tampa, Florida, and not long after, somebody found that location, bottled up the sand he sat on, and sold it for $100,000. I'd like to say I'm surprised, but Belle Delphine made 8 figures selling her bathwater, which I definitely did not buy. The loss of Tom Brady brought peace across the country never before seen, but Europe was still at war as the Ukraine-Russian war continued to surge. I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about this because I'm stupid, so we'll just move on. Also, this happened, and I don't want to get this video demonetized, but I will say that becoming a police officer sounds pretty awesome right now. February was just as bad as January. We got off to a hot start with several Chinese spy balloons floating over the United States doing God knows what. They traveled from Alaska to North Carolina before the military finally decided that spy balloons were a bad thing and shot them down. The United States military is brain dead, almost as stupid as people who make birthday candles for zero. Can anyone tell me what the point of these are? Who the turned 0 years old? Then, a train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in East Palestine, almost killing thousands of people by explosion. No, not that Palestine. East Palestine, Ohio. Yes, that's a real place. Rihanna performed at a rigged Super Bowl halftime. We got a Breaking Bad commercial. Sleepy Joe visited Ukraine. Harvey Weinstein was sentenced. And also, the Grammys happened, if anyone cares. Nobody? Anybody? We move on to March, where a Minecraft Discord server began leaking US documents from the US Defense Department regarding the war in Ukraine. Whose 9-year-old son playing Hypixel Skywars has access to confidential government documents? Like, what the f even happened here? Well, that 9-year-old needs to be imprisoned and possibly put to sleep because 5 days later, Russia launched a massive missile attack on Ukraine, killing at least 11 people. This is why I let my wife take the kids. Later on, the Ugandan government passed an anti-homosexuality bill, which includes 10 years of jail time for anybody who identifies as LGBTQ, which is very unfortunate for you.
Why are you gay?
Speaking of LGBTQ, March was also the month where I uploaded my first video, beginning my eventual takeover and dominance of YouTube. Also in March, Sneeko threatened Moist Critical with a pistol in a video, so he responded by pulling out an AR-15 in one of his YouTube videos. Another thing that happened in March was Bill Gates saying that AI is the most important technological advancement since the UTI. I mean GUI. And this highlights the significance of artificial intelligence in 2023. It feels like this was the year that the world woke up to the reality of AI becoming a major factor in our lives, especially after fake AI-generated images of Donald Trump being chased down by FBI agents circulated around the world. And many people believe these pictures to be true. Speaking of Donald Dumpy, in March, he was indicted by a jury on charges over hush payments paid to a naughty corn star, Stormy Daniels, becoming the first US president in history to face criminal charges. And if you think the nickname I use for Donald Trump is too mean, here's a Wikipedia article containing every single nickname the former president has used for other people, including Sloppy Chris, Pocahontas, and Beautiful Hillary?
I call her beautiful Hillary, right? Beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
Of all the events I've discussed so far, this might be the craziest one yet. But trust me, there are a lot more insane events that are coming up, so don't go anywhere. And make sure to subscribe. I'm currently being held captive by Canadian terrorists, and if I don't reach 69,000 subscribers by 2025, they will delete my pre-recorded Teletubby reruns. So I need your subscription. So then April began with Finland officially joining NATO, which doubled NATO's border with Russia, who is still fighting the war in Ukraine to this day. But that's okay, because I'm sure that's the only war that will occur in 2023. The only one. Not long after, the Dalai Lama kissed a boy on the lips and told him to suck his tongue on video. Y'all remember that? This is the fucking Dalai Lama. Imagine the Pope walked up to you right now and asked you to suck his big toe. I'd do it. No questions asked, I'd do it. It's just weird. SpaceX would then launch the world's most powerful rocket ever into the sky in Texas, marking a historical test flight never before seen in human history. Then 4 minutes later, it exploded horribly, blah, blah, blah. But people started blaming Elon Musk because he was rushing to launch it on 420. Nice. We got a Mario movie, a ton of tornadoes and earthquakes, and India finally surpassed China as the world's most populous country with 1.425 billion people. Then, Fox News' most popular primetime host, Tucker Carlson, was fired from the cable network, and he would later start his own show, Tucker on Twitter, which would later be named to X, which is fucking stupid. How do you say you're gonna tweet something? You're going to X something? It just sounds stupid. And speaking of X's, it was at this time that my wife filed for our divorce. Just in time for my birthday in May. It was in May when rumors about an Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg cage match would start, but we would never get that treat because Zuck backed out like a coward. The coronation of King Charles III took place after the death of the Queen, which is great and all for you guys in the land of poor oral hygiene, but as a diabetic American, I've got to wonder why you guys still even have monarchs. The closest thing we have is Burger King, dictating our blood sugar and mobility, but no one man or woman can tell us what to do. Except the IRS. Don't piss them off. A drone attacked the Kremlin, Montana banned TikTok, and Alberta declared a state of emergency over some massive forest fires causing over 25,000 people to evacuate. I was actually in the smoke area, and I felt like a Californian for a hot minute when I saw the beautiful Midwestern sky turn into literal hell. I thought the world was ending. I was ready to die, but my will to live was saved by Olivia Dunn when she appeared on Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition and when Charli D'Amelio dyed her hair blonde in the month of May. Thank God for these two amazing people who do so much for society, more than the first responders in India who rushed to save lives after a massive train collision killed more than 280 people in June. These first responders pale in comparison to the value that Charli D'Amelio brought to the world when she dyed her hair. Thank you, Charli. Alright, June was freaking nuts, so just stay with me here. Apple announced their new Vision Pro costing $3,500, the Grimace Shake came out, the internet bullied Dream for being ugly, so he put his mask back on and attended a basketball game in real life with a see-through smiley face mask to cover up his hideousness. Okay, this is just weird. The smoke from the Canadian forest fire still raged on, especially in New York. Boris Johnson resigned, Andrew Tate was indicted on charges of human trafficking, the US approved of lab-grown meat, the Wagner Group attempted a military coup against Vladimir Putin, Pat Sajak retired from the Wheel of Fortune and handed it to this asshole, and then a submarine full of 3 billionaires and a child exploded at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know what to say other than I'm sorry if you were alive during that month. In July, we broke multiple hottest average global temperatures ever, recorded at 17.01 degrees Celsius, which I see as an accomplishment. Facebook released a shitty version of Twitter called Threads, Taylor Swift released a shitty album, Margot Robbie starred in a shitty movie called Barbie. This month was full of shit. At least there was Oppenheimer. Also, Kevin Spacey was cleared of all of his sexual assault charges, so at least 2 good things happened in July. In August, Donald Trump pled guilty to some other charges, who even knows what at this point. And speaking of charges, Canadian rapper Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot several times. What the f***? Does anyone remember this happening? This is like finding out Harry Styles murdered Oprah in her sleep. I don't remember this at all. Barbie set the record for being the quickest movie to reach over $1 billion in box office revenue and clearly won the race against Oppenheimer. Hawaii had some forest fires, President Barack Obama kicked a child in the face, and Donald Trump took a historic mugshot, looking like Roz from Monsters, Inc. But he didn't attend the first of many GOP debates starting in August, prompting almost all of the candidates to attack the former president and creating many memes. Oh, by the way, I made up the one about Obama kicking a child in the face. That would have been awesome though. September was actually pretty uneventful. India launched its first spacecraft, Kim Jong-un met with Putin, and Taylor Swift attended a Chiefs game amid rumors she's dating Travis Kelce. It was at this moment that the world began to increasingly hate Travis and Taylor more and more every second. I wish for nothing but the two of them to be stuffed in a container and shipped away to Australia, where they hopefully will be devoured by snakes, 8-foot spiders, and Australian men. Sometimes I hope for that for myself too. Anyway, Ice Spice got a Fortnite emote, Kevin James was looking all cute, and I posted one of my greatest videos ever, and it completely flopped. What the fuck? October was actually kind of peaceful. Oh wait, no it wasn't. Hamas launched a massive attack on Israel, killing over 1,400 people in one day, as well as taking hundreds of hostages. Israel then declared war on Hamas, and ever since, people have been dying daily in the midst of the fighting between Israel and Hamas. Lots of people have been killed, but at least they got to see the new FNAF movie that released in October. It actually wasn't half bad. It was completely bad. All of it. Complete garbage. Almost as garbage as Taylor Swift's music. Also in October, Microsoft completed the biggest buyout in gaming history, purchasing Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. Nice. The fight over control of the government continues to rage in Myanmar. Greta Thunberg was arrested outside of an oil conference in London for being annoying.
How dare you?
Shut up, bitch!
The US elected a new Speaker of the House, we got Spider-Man 2, and Taylor Swift began her Eras tour. And good God, can we stop talking about Taylor Swift? Her music is mid, the Chiefs cheated to win the Super Bowl, my foot fungus is growing at an alarming rate, and I can't go 9 seconds without hearing about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Holy shit! Sorry about that. When I hear the name Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce, my blood pressure rises. Let's just move on to November and forget about all of this. In November, the record for the most streamed artist globally was broken by none other than... Are you kidding me? Cryptocurrency star Sam Bankman-Fried was convicted of 7 counts of fraud and conspiracies related to FTX, which stole nearly $500 million from investors. This is all well and good, but why is Ethan Klein being arrested for it? President Xi of China visited Joe Biden in California as a controversial man in Argentina was elected president, stirring up a lot of debate and confusion online. Now, if you're one of the confused NPCs online, then join the club, because I don't know what the hell's going on either. Later on, Colombia began a campaign to sterilize multiple invasive hippos who were the escaped pets of drug lord Pablo Escobar. And if you thought this story was crazy, prepare yourself, because Minecraft YouTuber Dream and Gumball voice actor Nicholas Cantu started beefing online because Nicholas accused Dream of being a pedophile and then berated him and an Uber driver while drunk on video. When I saw this, I was definitely on Dream's side. Not because I'm a 14-year-old Dream SMP simp, but because I have something called common sense.
You are made of stupid.
But, as always, the internet found a way to make Dream the bad guy in this situation, once again by claiming that it was Dream's fault that Nicholas, who was under the drinking age, was drunk. Elon Musk visited Israel, this guy was all over my screen, this appeared, and Russia's Supreme Court effectively outlawed the LGBTQ movement, which is more bad news for you. And finally, we reached December, and so far, this has been a juicy month. Lego Fortnite came out, which is ridiculous. Imagine hearing earlier this year that in 2023, Lego Fortnite would be a thing. You would think you're in a dream, yet here we are, and the game is actually good. In other news, George Santos was expelled from the House of Representatives, the Israeli Southern Gaza offensive began, some baseball player got paid almost $1 billion, and Joe Biden called Donald Trump Hitler. If they're both the nominees for 2024, this is going to be one hell of a debate. These guys are truly two of the presidents of all time. Also, the Detroit Lions, my NFL team, finally won the NFC North for the first time in history. Colorado took Trump off the GOP primary ballot, and I'm sure you guys have seen this. I've been bombarded with these headlines over the past week. It's all I see on my feed. Well, that and the Senate staffer guy who had sex with another guy in the Senate hearing room. Everybody's seen this, and everybody's seen that guy's face, but I'm having a hard time finding the other guy in the video. Does anybody know his name? Does anybody know what he does or what he looks like? Can anybody send me his number? For research purposes, of course. And finally, to wrap up the video, we launch into 2024, knowing that the Times Person of the Year was... No, 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 no. God, please no. Why? Well, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about 2023, and I hope you all have a fantastic new year. Let me know if I forgot anything, because I only searched for like 30 minutes. That's cute that you think I would actually work hard on a video for my subscribers. I hate all of you. Why don't you upload? Your video was offensive. Stop calling my mom asking her for prescription painkillers. Shut the f up and subscribe. I don't want to hear your bullshit in the comments. I know I haven't uploaded for 2 months. Now like the damn video.